dares enter the abode of the great astrologer, Mona Magit... Oh, it's just you. What brings you to me? And before you ask, I did eat. I don't appreciate when you treat me as a charity case. You're bored? That's hardly a good reason to interrupt my great work. I have much to do. Tomorrow's column is yet to be finished. I have to go out and find ingredients before the sun starts to set, and someone is inquiring about having a personal divination session. You're curious about a personal session as well? I suppose you're coming to the best, so I can't be angry. And yes, you've told me a small amount of your past, and have had me try to use my divine powers for you before. I'm sure I can pry farther into what the universe has in store for you. Oh? If not like that, then what could you mean? You wish to learn about the stars in general? Learning the way of the universe is no lunchtime task, you know. It's much bigger than you could ever imagine, and it takes years to master. Do you think I was able to learn it over tea? Well, I suppose I could tell you some of the basics during my divination, but I need you to swear you will not interrupt. Divination takes an immense amount of focus for it to have a clear outcome. Therefore, I will be giving you a parchment to write down notes as I scry. The quills are over there if you need. You found one? Excellent. Now, did you have any specific questions before we begin? The zodiac, yes. I suppose that would be important. We begin with the main 12 signs. These 12 signs were derived from the Babylonian zodiac and represent the strengths, weaknesses, and desires of an individual. By analyzing the projection of the position of planets, the sun and the moon on the ecliptic at the moment of birth, astrology can give us a glimpse at a person's basic characteristics, preferences, flaws, and fears. Are you understanding thus far? Make sure not to fall behind. Backtracking will only slow my progress. Anywho, each of the signs belong to one of the main 4 elements as well: earth, water, fire, and air. These elements represent the essential energy that is inside all of us, as given by the Archon. The job of an astrologist is to help us focus said energies and help better understand the potential of an individual. In more simple terms, those who are more in tune with their astrological design are more likely to be blessed with a vision. Does that make sense? I'm glad you're understanding. Maybe one day I'll take you on as my apprentice. That wouldn't happen for a long, long time, though. Why? To be frank, even if you did manage to learn at such a speed where you catch up to me, you don't have the core values of an astrologist. In short, you must give up many of your mortal possessions to live in a life of simplicity. To have too many things is to lose sight of what is important. You must discard many of the luxuries that you've come to love. Is that really something you would be willing to sacrifice to learn the way of the stars? I see. If that's truly the case, perhaps taking you under my wing wouldn't be such a bad idea. After all, no one else in Mondstadt would be a better teacher than I. Back to the task at hand. The work of the astrologer is to show people what fate has in store for them, and that's exactly what I do. There will always be those, however, who are unable to accept what they are told. Using the base knowledge I've just passed on to you, you can move on to the next lesson, the actual signs. I will be explaining the base 12 astrological signs, though there are more that can be specific to a single person. People that have constellations specific to them tend to have something within them that makes them unique or powerful. This can include intelligence, strength, and so on. Understand? Very well. The first star sign is Aquarius. People that fall under this star sign are often rebels at heart, having trouble with authority and conventionality. They often described as free-spirited or eccentric and are identifiable by their odd sense and fashion, unusual pastimes, and attitude. Second is Pisces, a sign associated with water, which is important because they're known for their fluid emotional state. They are typically loyal, intuitive, and creative, and often get along with a majority of people. What am I? We will get to that in due time. I've been blessed with a less than standard constellation. I can discuss that more once we've covered the core basics. Thirdly, we have Aries. Like most other fire signs, they are passionate, confident, and motivated. This is both a blessing and a curse. Remember, there is a fine line between bravery and stupidity. Anyway, they have a great sense of community and hold relentless determination. This makes for great leaders and people in charge. Moving on, we have the Taurus. Those that have this star sign are dependable, hardworking, and stubborn. Their persistence can lead them to great things, but their greed can lead them down awful paths. Yes, each star sign has negative qualities tied to the good. The key in finding your true identity and future through divination is balance. Without it, you may be doomed to make the same mistakes as your predecessors. Each trait can be good in moderation, but for those who lack self-control, it can lead to their downfall. Of course I'm making it sound serious. It very much is. Astrology is not a game you can play with. It's science. It's gods. It's the very force of the universe. Those who lack self-control will inevitably fail. After all, he who reigns within himself and rules passions, desires, and fears is more than a king. I need you to remember that. One of the best things a person can do before they do anything is think. Do you understand? I'm glad you're taking this as seriously as you are. To be entirely honest, I don't mean to be so cross with you. It's just commonplace for people to say that they want to learn about the stars, and then they get tired of the work that it takes, and it turns into a waste of everyone's time. I'm glad you're different. Not that I thought you would be one of the people to make a mockery of astrology, but the fear is always in the back of my mind. Astrology takes years, decades to even get close to mastering, and I've dedicated my life to it. It feels like someone is spitting in my face when they show disinterest in my life's work. Well, enough of that. What? Why are you wearing such a silly grin? I pray this isn't some sort of joke to you. I am not being sappy. If you're going to make a mockery of me when I speak the truth, I'm going to ask you to leave. Very well, then. If you'll allow me to continue, we can move on to the next star sign, Gemini. The Gemini star sign is represented by twins based in Greek mythology. Their names are Castor and Pollux. These twins represent the playful and intellectually curious nature of the star sign bearers. They could be referred to as social butterflies and are quick-witted. You know someone who says they're a Gemini? I'm sure it's very much like a Gemini to let everyone know. Oh, it's nothing. I feel we can afford to banter since you'll probably be here for some time. Actually, before we continue, allow me to grab some literature. I'll need it for whenever that personal divination session client decides to come. I'd rather be prepared on arrival so I can complete it quickly. there we are. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. Cancer. This sign is well known for being nurturing, highly intuitive, and emotional. One of their major downsides is that they are very sentimental. They often can let memories and emotions cloud their judgment. You also know someone who claims they are a Cancer? To be frank, I believe you know at least one person that belongs to each star sign, and many who have custom constellations, such as I. My constellation? I suppose I could tell you. It is called Astrolabos. As I grow stronger, my constellation grows, meaning each time I rediscover my power in the midst of a battle, I am able to call upon other magic. What do I mean? Simply put, in the beginning of my journey to becoming an astrologer, I was blessed with the prophecy of submersion. Then, a little farther along the line, lunar chain. Next, I inherited the ability of restless revolution. And soon after, the prophecy of oblivion. There is no telling how strong I can grow throughout my life. So I'm sure that my constellation can grow even brighter with time and dedication. That applies to every person that has a custom constellation. I know a few off the top of my head, but I keep a book as well for all of those in Mondstadt that have them. Yes, you know most, if not all of them. I can go ahead and show you. If you see here, we have Albedo, Amber, Barbara, Bennett, DeLuke, Diona, Eula, Fischl, Jean, Kaya, Klee, Lisa, myself, Noelle, Razor, Rosaria, Sucrose, and that odd little bard that hangs out around the tavern all of the time. I still don't quite understand why he has a vision. The way of the Archon is a mysterious one. Now, let me see. Where were we? Ah, the next star sign is a As the fates have warned, you arrive at an inopportune time. Please have a seat while I prepare for our lesson. I must apologize for the timing of my client. It's hardly equitable to end a session midway. Alas, the job of an astrologer is never an easy one. Not to mention, rent is due tomorrow. Huh? Oh, no. Nothing. I will fetch you for our next lesson in due time. So, please, study the notes you took during today's lesson, and I will prepare the second half at a later date. I do believe I said it earlier, but thank you. Even if you don't take the path of an astrologer, you will have an upper hand with the knowledge I've bestowed upon you. May the gods bless you, traveler. And, if you could, would you leave out the back door? Townsfolk are notorious for creating rumors whenever they see the Mondstadt hero with anyone. I wouldn't want any sort of, unsavory chatter to spread. Oh, hush! I can't believe you would say something like that. I don't think of you that way. How embarrassing. My cheeks are not turning pink. You're just the worst. You better not come back until our next lesson, you heathen. Wrong door. What, you've never seen two doors in one room? It's a closet. Please refrain from opening it, thank you. Would you just go already? Must I do everything myself? There. Now I'll summon you for our next lesson. Good day. Hey guys, this is Gentle GF. I just wanted to thank you so much for watching. This script was really fun to make. I got to research a lot of cool astrology stuff that I didn't know before, and actually got to write the longest script to date, coming in at almost 12 pages. That's so insane. but because of that, I decided to cut it up and make it into 2 parts. So I hope you guys will stay tuned for that. As always, hit like and subscribe, and if you enjoy my videos and want to support, you can drop by my Ko-fi page. Thanks guys so much for listening. Mwah!